Alrighty guys, and welcome back. It's your boy Pokemon 91, and we are in Vermilion City. So, when we left off in episode 1, we had just caught our Mew, gotten to Vermilion, and gotten our bike. So, now it's time for us to go ahead and get on the S.S. I believe. So, we have another rival battle coming up. We know we have Lieutenant Surge, and I'm not really seeing him as a problem. I'm really not. Because here on the S.S. we're going to get Body Slam. And Body Slam, great move all the way around. Of course you can check my ticket. Alrighty, let's go ahead and board on here and we will see what we can do. So, the first thing that a lot of people forget about the blue and red S.S. is there is no healer here. Later iterations, I know in Fire Red, Leaf Green, I have definitely healed on the S.S. but in the original Red, Blue, Yellow, not an option. So we're just going to run in here and grab Body Slam real quick. Not a huge deal. Have a little bit of a trainer battle to get us started. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump right into this. Got a youngster here, he's got a Nidoran. Shouldn't be too big of a deal for Mew here. Really want to get Psychic. I either need to be level 30 for that, or I need to take him to Saffron City and get it from the Psychic there. But for now, we're just going to hope that this Nidoran only uses status-affecting moves and that we don't get critted. So, uses a Horn Attack. Shouldn't be a big deal. It's not for Mew. And I just want to let you guys know, we're not just going to be using Mew constantly. That's not the point. We're going to go ahead and probably get him to 25, 30, somewhere around there. He is going to be essential in taking on the Elite Four, as well as some of the post-game stuff we're doing, but don't really need Mew to do this. It just makes it a lot easier. I want to thank everyone for tuning on in this time as well. Definitely appreciate the viewer count that we're getting here, and hopefully we can expand that going into the future. So we'll just have to see. Now from here, I'm really trying to decide exactly where I want to go. Do I want to fight some other trainers, or do I want to fight the rival? And that's always a decision. Oh well, I guess I'm going to have this battle as well. But the thing about the rival is he's a decent bit stronger than he was whenever we met him at the Nugget Bridge. Not so much so that I think we're going to have a major problem with him, but his Pokemon are definitely leveled a bit more than mine. So we'll just go ahead and get through this Pidgey here. I'm not going to swap out Mew, he's doing just a fine job. So we'll just go ahead and throw in a couple of pounds. I really need to get more moves for Mew. That's really the main issue here, is just moveset at this point. Transform can come in handy, but really it's only good against, things that are weak against their own type. I have used Transform against Lorelei before, so we'll just have to see exactly how that goes. And if we don't get quick attacked, we're going to take out the Pidgey. Pidgey fainted, Mew got some experience, and that's enough to get us out of the red. So we're all good there. About to use Nidoran. I think it's time for us to work on our Spearow a bit more. Now, if you notice, I'm not really leveling up Abra anymore. I don't really need him. I could have picked another Pokemon to throw in the party. However, as it sits right now, we're just going to go ahead and just keep on a-kicking. I don't really have anything else right now that I really like in the party, and there's nothing I really need to balance out. I could use a water type, but I'm going to be getting Lapras and Saffron anyway, so, I don't really know if that's something I really need to go for right now. But Spearow's putting in some work. He's underleveled compared to the Nidoran, and this Nidoran's making it very apparent that he is. We're going to go ahead and let him gain some experience, but I'm going to go ahead and switch out to Ivysaur. Not for any particular reason, just because, the Ivysaur is really just, it needs a couple more levels. We need to get a Venusaur by the time we hit Saffron City. At least that's what I'd like to do. We're going to go ahead and Vine with it. And I might actually go ahead and teach this Body Slam to this Ivysaur, just so that I do have a physical move that I can use that's not based on special. So we'll just have to see. I haven't quite decided on that yet, because there's a couple other really good moves that Ivysaur can learn. One of them being Solar Beam, but that's way later. We can technically also learn Mega Drain as well from Erica, which would also be good, but we'll see. We'll see exactly where this run takes us. Alright, so we beat her, got a little bit of money for winning, and I think we're going to go ahead and... I think we're going to go to the kitchen. Let's go ahead and go to the kitchen, because there's a couple of things in here that we can grab, one of them being in this lovely trash can. Which one is it? There it is, found us a Great Ball. That would have came in handy earlier, but is what it is. We are where we are. So, we'll just go ahead and run back up here. Now, I could go straight for the rival, learn Cut, and that's not a bad move at all. However, because we're here, and because the SSN is really the first time that we've really encountered any real amount of water Pokemon users since Misty, we're going to go ahead and we're going to head to the front deck, because there's a couple trainers out here we can battle just to get some really quick experience for Ivysaur. And let's do it. Alright, go ahead and start out with a Vine Whip here. Shouldn't be too much taken out of this Machop. Even with a crit, he's only doing about 12 damage, so not too bad. He probably hit me for about 8, 9. Alright. What I'm going to do here is, because I still want to get some more experience here, Mew can pretty well hold its own in most battles. I'm going to go ahead and throw out Clefairy, because Clefairy we got back in Mount Moon. I'd really like to turn this into a Clefable once we hit like level 35 or 40 with it. But that's not going to happen as long as it doesn't battle. So I may go ahead and try to catch 50 different Pokemon just so I can get the EXP share. That's going to make things a lot faster down the road and a lot easier to deal with. Obviously, we've got to deal with the Tentacruel, so we'll just Vine Whip it. It's not very effective, obviously, because it's poison, but still fine. And we had a defense drop. Oh, still fine, that's fine. Let's do a couple of whips here. I know it's very ineffective, but what are you gonna do? Now, I could have just went straight to the rival. I probably would have done just fine, but really at this point in the game, a little extra experience can go a long way. You know, there's been multiple speedruns that have happened that pretty well prove out that if you stop for one extra battle, it may actually end up saving you time in the long run. Not that this is a speed run, we're just playing casually, trying to see what we can do here, seeing exactly how the game will go. But let's see how we do against this Sailor. So they really do like their Machops. I will say that. The sailors like a Machop. And it's doing just under half, so not quite what I want it to do, but you know, it's not a super effective moveset. I'm fine with it. And there's a crit, so that takes care of that problem. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and throw a little bit more experience onto Clefairy here. Won't leave it out with the Shelter. Not that I don't think it couldn't win. It's just I'd rather just knock it out with a good old Vine Whip. So there's a Supersonic. And of course there's the Confusion, so I'm going to go ahead and Poison Powder it. That way I technically can just use items instead. That way I don't have to fall prey to Confusion. But let's go on ahead and see exactly how we do here against the Shelter. So I'm going to try to Vine Whip it. Hopefully... Ah, dang. Well, that was the last of the Vine Whip, so... And there goes Ivysaur. So that did not go as planned at all. Nidorino will come out. We're going to go ahead and see what we can do here. Poison Sting, we'll just go with Scratch. I'm not sure the Poison Sting would really help me here or do any more damage. And it's definitely helping with that little bit of extra damage that we can throw down on the shelter. Definitely going to have to make a run back to the Pokemon Center and see the nurse. For sure. There's no option. Not to say that it's not to say it's not possible to solo the rival with, let's say, a Mew, but I don't have the right moveset. I'm under-leveled. There's lots of things that contribute to that. But it's alright. We'll finish these battles out. We'll head back to the Pokemon Center, heal up real quick, and then we'll go ahead and take on Rival. There's a couple other items I could get here. Nothing that's really going to change the world at all. But I'd rather just get through this, get through Lieutenant Surge, and move on. I feel like that's the better way to go. Alright. I thought I could use a bike here. Oh well, not a big deal. We'll go ahead and walk on back. Actually, because I've got an Abra. I can't teleport now. That's not very nice. If I could dig out of here. It's alright. Take a little walk. We'll get back to the Pokemon Center and then we'll reboard the ship. Not a huge deal. It does happen. Okay. After this, we're going to have Diglett's Cave. I'm not worried at all about the Diglett Cave because we do have an Ivysaur. Really, Squirtle would have been fine too. Either one will do about the same thing, and really, in first gen, other than their weaknesses, they basically take the same role. Forest Grass isn't strong to fire, but outside of that, it's very strange how similarly Squirtle and Venusaur are constructed. Obviously, their specials are different, and one's more focused on defense versus attack, or special attack for that matter. But, at the end of the day, both really beefy, good starter Pokemon. Alright, so back on the S.S. now. We're going to go ahead and head up to the second floor again, and I think we're just going to go ahead and take on the rival. Now, I'm not expecting this to be too terribly difficult, but I might be wrong. Now, one thing that I think I am going to do here is I'm going to move the town map back up, as it needs to. And that way, I've got that back there. Okay. And just to be safe, we'll go ahead and save. It's been a little while since we've had a save game, so go ahead and take care of that. Alright. And here is rival number 3. I really want to know what path he took leaving Pallet Town. Obviously, he took something similar to you. But I'd like to know exactly which gyms he's hit already. You know, I wish we could follow the path of good old Red here. But that's okay. Pidgeotto, you've only used it and gained 1 level the entire time since the bridge. That's just disappointing. So we'll go ahead and Poison Powder it. Didn't affect it. Darn it. Oh well. Not a big deal. We'll try her again here. I'm going to get quick attacked a couple times, I have no doubt. But I don't really have anything that's extremely effective against him yet. Go ahead and try Vine Whip. It's not going to do much, but again, I don't have a great attack on this Ivysaur. I didn't go IV hunting or anything like that. So let's go ahead and Vine Whip her again here. Not a huge deal. Really don't want to lose my Venusaur yet. But these things do happen from time to time. In fact, I think I might attempt a Leech Seed here just to gain back a little bit of health. I know I'm going to get Sand Attacked a couple times, but I really need to retain those couple of extra Vine Whips. And between a poison and being seated, this Pidgeotto is going to go down like it's nobody's business. And there we go. We seeded it. That's fine. We're going to get Sand Attack, fail, hurt by poison, and draw the life out of him. Okay. So now that we're back on track here, I'm going to go ahead and throw our Mew out in front of the Pidgeotto, just to reserve that little bit of extra strength I've got in the Ivysaur. And of course, Mew can pretty well shirk off most hits from his Pokemon. And we still get the optional Leech Seed here to get back a little bit more health. So let's go ahead and just throw a couple of pounds his way. I'm not really expecting him to... Yeah, see? One hit, you're out. I'm not really expecting much else out of it. Alright. Next up, we have Eradicate. Not going to change. I think we can just stick with the Mew. I think we'll just pound it on out and be alright. Alright. Can we get it in 3? I'd like to get it in 3. No crit? Nope, no crit. Good. So I'd like to get him out in 3. If it takes 4, that is what it is, but we will see. Don't really care about the defense drop on Mew. Being that it's base 100 at 50, I really don't see a reason to really worry about too many stat drops on this specific Pokemon. Okay. So we need to level up some things here. I'm going to go ahead and throw Spearow out in front of him, just so that I can get Spearow a few extra EXP. And we're going to go right back into Mew. Now, I could have thrown out Abra. I could have given him a little bit of experience, but I just didn't feel... Really, I didn't feel like doing that. I don't think I'm going to keep Abra in the party long term. That's going to be replaced with our Water to kind of pick up the slack. Or it could be replaced with an Electric type. I haven't quite fully figured that out. We're not going to stick with the Abra. I don't like that. And there we go. Mew's now level 19, and we are in. And for the Charmeleon, we'll go ahead and throw our Spearow back out in front of him. Alright. And, of course, we're not going to let him just battle him. That would be, that'd be a little rough. But we'll throw Mew back out at him. Hopefully he just goes for... Oh, okay, he went for Ember. That does about 8. We'll get about 1 hit in with Pound. Oh, wow. We missed. And Mew is down. Not a big deal, though. And this is why every trainer should carry 6. Just saying. So not a terrible matchup for Nidorina. Not a great matchup, but not terrible. I've got good enough HP to pretty well survive about anything he'll throw at me at this point. Wonder if I can get a poison on him. Unluckily, I'm getting hit with continuous burns. There we go. So we've poisoned Charmeleon. So that's pretty well the end of the battle for our good old rival Red here. So we're just going to scratch our way through this. And, of course, wow, now he hits us with a Leer. Wonderful. All right. Another scratch. Now, I want to hear from you guys moving forward with this. Should we do the gyms in order here, or should we switch it up a little? And really that's, you know, it comes down to the final 3 gyms. Do we want to do Blaine, Sabrina, and then Giovanni, of course, because he has to be last? Do we want to fight Erica pretty immediately? I could get a fire type. You know, there's lots of different things we can do here. My Spearow learning Fly will definitely make the Erica battle pretty well a walkover. Not hard at all. And of course, we're going to learn Cut from the old man. Okay. Okay. So now we've got the old man over here. We just need to give the captain a little bit of a back rub. Now, I really wish that back rubs really did fix seasickness. It'd be a lot easier that way. I'm not quite sure how that works. So to quote my favorite Sing Studios, Rooster Teeth, what would you do for a gunshot wound? Rub aloe vera on his neck? All right. So the captain is now ready to leave. So when we depart the SS Anne, we're going to be unable to come back here. Now, could we go through all these rooms, get everything, you know, max battle it? Yeah, we could. But, we don't really need the extra level up right now. We don't really need and again, needs. We don't really need the extra experience. It'd be nice, but not required whatsoever. So we're going to go ahead and let the SS Anne just take off here. Alright, and once the SS Anne is out of sight, then we can return to Vermilion. Alright, so there goes the SS Anne, ship's completed, we have cuts, it's all good. Alright. So let's go ahead and Poké Center real quick, and then I'm thinking about going ahead and teaching Cut, because we can go through Diglett Cave, we can do that, get to Celadon, open Saffron. We've got options. We don't technically have to fight Lieutenant Surge now. But I think if we wait too long to fight Surge, it won't be a fun enough fight. And as strange as that sounds, again, we're not speedrunning this. So, because we're not speedrunning this, I'd rather have a little bit of challenge. So we're going to go ahead and teach Cut. Let's see here. And we're going to go with Ivysaur. Now this was the idea from the get-go. Because I could teach it to Mew. I really could. But I'm not. So we're going to go ahead and finally get rid of our Growl here. It has passed its usefulness. And poof, we've learned Cut. Alright. So after we beat Surge here, really the next question would then end up being, you know, do we want to catch anything specific? Do we want to go on the hunt for, you know, a specific part of the team? There's a couple of members of our team here that I've got hope for. And I'm just going to search all the trash cans. There are specific ones that it will appear in, which is fine. But I'd rather do this with as little battles as I can. Okay, so we found the switch. Should be here. Alright. Alright. And don't really need to battle anybody else with that. So, now, here is another thing we are going to do right quickly. I'm going to go ahead and teach Mew Dig. That's going to make this about as easy as possible. Actually, I believe I got rid of Dig. I think it's in the inventory. Either way, it's in my PC. Alright, so Lieutenant Surge here, shouldn't be an issue, probably will be an issue, but we'll see. Alright. So let's go ahead and start out here. I don't want to use Vine Whip. That's not really going to do anything. I guess we'll go ahead and just try Cut. The Sonic Boom. Wow, it's actually doing more than I thought. But that Cut critical might just put us over the top. Come on, another crit. Another crit would be nice. No crit, but all good. Tackle I'll take. Another Cut, and Voltorb's gone. And thanks again for all viewers, anyone that's new following. Definitely appreciate you stopping in, checking out the stream here. We're currently in Vermilion, getting ready to take down Lieutenant Surge. And we'll see exactly what we can do against his Pikachu. So we're going to lead off with Vine Whip. Of course he's going to have the speed advantage and quick attack. Nothing we can really do about that. But Cut's doing, you know, about half to his Voltorb, so I'll just stick with the Vine Whip here. And Ivysaur's pretty well going to take care of Lieutenant Surge by itself. And of course, I'm not as overleveled for the Raichu, which is good. Hopefully I don't get paralyzed here. But the Poison Powder goes through on the Raichu, so are good to go. Now we just need to keep Vine Whipping. Well, looks like I wasn't getting the speed advantage before. I'm definitely not getting it now. Just a couple of Vine Whips here. That and the Poison should take care of him, unless I get knocked with Thunderbolt, which I don't think is going to happen. Now from here, ooh, decisions. I'm going to go ahead and swap out with Mew. Not because I don't think Ivysaur could beat it, but just because, wow, that would have been the perfect time for just another Vine Whip. But I don't think that I want to let Ivysaur faint, just because I want that extra bit of experience. Again, we're aiming for a Venusaur by Lavender Tower, so, or in Lavender Tower. Either one would be fine by me. Having Mew makes that a little bit more difficult because I'm splitting focus, but this should be enough to take out Surge. And that is Lieutenant Surge. Alrighty. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, will be the Thunder Badge. Not too hard. Add that to the collection there on the right-hand side. And, of course, we get a nice little bundle of cash. And we're also going to get Thunderbolt, which is a very, very good move to have. Thunderbolt's going to make a lot of the Elite Four, especially Lorelei, very easy. Thunderbolt's also going to make the rival fights a little bit easier as well against the Pidgeotto. Not too powerful right now, but by the 5th rival, that Pidgeotto is going to be a problem. Alright. Let's head on back to the Poké Center. And then it's time to take Diglett Cave and get over to Celadon City. And when we get to Celadon, we're going to do a couple things. We're going to go get our Pokemon. We're going to go get Eevee, because you have to do it. And then, really, I think I'm going to go for the Game Corner. Not because I don't think we could beat Erica right now, but just because the Game Corner, it's a lot of good experience. There's a lot of good items there. And there's plenty of different things that we can collect before we head on to Saffron and Silphco. So we're now in Diglett Cave. And let's just go. Now I could use a Diglett, but I think we're going to be okay. I don't really need a ground type. Really? Can't escape. Okay, fine. I guess you're going to get Vine Whipped. Getting outsped by a 6-level differential is just ridiculous. Okay, just a testament to how fast Diglett is and how slow Ivysaur is. Alright. So here we go. And yet another encounter. Now, if we run into a Doug Trio, we might go for that. But for a Diglett, eh. And maybe if I don't crit and it doesn't quite take it, I'll get it just for that EXP share item later from Oak's Assistant. But I think this is pretty well going to drop it in one shot. Yeah, super effective. If it had 4 or 5 more levels on it, it'd be okay, but we're just getting encounter after encounter at this point. And that's fine. We'll run through these Diglets like it's nothing. You know what? I do need one for the Dex. Don't really want one for the Dex. Oh, perfect. So we'll go ahead and just catch this. Never going to use it, which is fine. It can sit there in limbo just like most of the Pokemon that we've all caught over the years, am I right? Alright, so we have a Diglett. Again, not going to use it. All it's being used for right now is just for that EXP share a little bit later in the game. Alright. And no nickname to Diglett. He's not going to be special enough for me to care about. At least not like some of my other team members. So we'll just continue on. Now when we get to Celadon, there's only a couple of things we really need to do. We need to get some water to give to the wonderful guards at the gates. We need to get our Eevee, and we need to defeat Rocket and then do Erica's gym. That's all good. I think that I get Flash down here, if I'm remembering correctly. Again, it's been a little while since I've done a full run through of this, so we'll just have to see. But I think I get Flash from this fine gentleman. Yes, I believe I have. And there's 14, so we've caught a couple more than I actually thought we had, which is a good thing. Never have too many Pokemon. Go ahead and grab that other HP up here. And more items. Get that second Moonstone. We're going to need one for our Neat Arena, and we're going to need one to make our Clefable a little bit later. So, from here, I don't really need the Flash. I've walked through the Dark Cave enough to be able to just do it. I might teach it anyway, just that way it's a little bit harder to watch, I guess. Because otherwise, I'm just going to be blindly walking through a dark cave, and you're not really going to see too awful much. I'm going to go ahead and cut this. That is one thing I do like about Gen 2 over Gen 1. They did one big upgrade, which was, hey, we're going to go ahead and just give you the ability to hit A on a cuttable tree and cut. It's farther south than I thought. And in Gen 1, you had to go in every single time, choose your Pokemon. It was a bit of a pain. You know, a lot of things going forward do get better. Thanks for joining. Definitely appreciate it, Jesse, for sure. And welcome back to all other viewers as well. Any new ones we can get to, we definitely appreciate to have them. So I'm just going to go ahead and whip this Diglett. And we'll just get this taken care of right now. Yep, super effective, of course. And I was going to go back to Cerulean the long way, but I thought about it. I don't have a real need at this point to go and get the old Amber for Aerodactyl. I'll probably fly back there at some point just to get it, but at this moment, I don't think so. So we'll just go ahead and Vine Whip him. Not a big deal. And that should be enough. Alright, and that's good enough for that Diglett encounter. Let's move on to the next one. Because, of course, we're going to get like 17 Digletts hit us in this cave. It always happens. I should have bought a couple of repels. But, you know, these things happen. And these Digletts are actually pretty feisty. Most of the time, you're not actually going to be able to run from them. They just keep on coming. But luckily, we made it out of there without too many encounters. Good, head east. not really required. We're going to go back north, up to Cerulean. And of course, we have that Snorlax blocking our way that direction anyway, so not really much we could do. Don't really want to fight that bug catcher. Might go ahead and grab this Bellsprout, though, just to kind of fill out the decks a little bit. Again, we need to get 50 of them by the time we hit Fuchsia, so this isn't a terrible way to do it. And I've got tons of Pokeballs. I remember I bought all those in episode 1 right at the very beginning, whenever we were going for the Mew catch. If you guys haven't seen that, I've got a clip uploaded on that one. But go ahead and just try to catch this pretty quickly. Hopefully it sticks, and it's stuck. So now we've got a Bellsprout. Again, probably not going to use this Pokemon at all. It's just going to be filler so we can actually get the XP share. Alright. Again, I'm leaving a couple of trainers unbattled because there's certain points where it can be really, 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 really nice having a couple of spare trainers to fight. Doesn't happen all the time. Again, this is why we need to get to Celadon. This would make my trip so much easier. But we're going to have to go through the underground path again. Now, we won't be coming back this way again for a little while. Really, I only usually hit Vermilion City maybe once. Most of the Pokemon you can find around there can be found elsewhere. Exception to that is just east of Vermilion. There's Drowsy spawns that you can pick up Drowsies there. And in a very, very rare case, you might find a Hypno, but I'm not really thinking that that's going to be our go-to here. So, just throw back on the bike. And we'll speed this up a little bit. Okay. Ivysaur, do your thing. Alright. So there's a Pokemon Center that we're going to find that's down by the rock tunnel. So I'm not too worried about healing up here. Don't really need to, in my opinion. I think I've got enough of a party here where I don't really have to worry about that too much. I am going to go ahead and swap my Spearow up to position 1. He may not stay in battle very long, but we're going to at least get him some of that EXP until I can get that EXP share. And another tree here for Ivysaur. Really, I wish there was a way I could integrate that cut by pressing A. I really do. But, alas, this is Gen 1. You can only fix so many things. And for anyone that did miss catching Mew Jessie, there is actually a clip I've got up of the Mew catch on the Twitch channel and on the YouTube channel. So you can go and check that out anytime you want. I do wish, if you would, just go ahead and give it a like on YouTube if you check it out there. Otherwise, you can find it right here on Twitch. And I do appreciate all the new followers and viewers. Definitely appreciate anybody I can get to come in here and watch. If you like what I'm doing and it's entertaining, please give me a follow. Okay, so Windfish. Here's how I got all these colors. So this is actually a legit copy of Blue. That there's a aftermarket modding community, obviously. There's tons of ROMs out there, tons of custom versions of Pokemon. But what this is a gentleman actually made a patch that completely replaced all of the stock coloring in blue or red. There's a couple different ones you can get. With full color and with second-gen sprites. Now, that is all it changed. It didn't, fix any bugs, anything like that. Purely just a sprite swap and a color add. And by doing that, this just gives you a really, really good experience playing the first-gen games. It's exactly how you wanted to play them when they came out. So this gives us the opportunity to do so. Obviously, thank God, he just missed with my least favorite attack in the game, Rap. Really hate Rap. But our Spearow is able to handle that. And if anybody does want a link to the patch to get full color on your Pokemon Blue or your Pokemon Red cartridge, just shoot me a message after the stream, and I'll go ahead and get you guys that link. That way you too can go ahead and get this full color Pokemon going. Another Oddish here. I am poisoned, but hopefully these will just be one-hit KOs. Obviously, that one's not. Even a crit, I don't think, would have been at this point. But that's okay. The poison's not doing a ton. And I do have a couple of antidotes I can use after the battle, so not that big of a deal. And we're gaining pretty good experience for our Spearow here, so can't complain at all. Now, as long as Bellsprout doesn't wrap us, we're going to be fine. If Bellsprout gives us a wrap and we get hit by it, we're probably not going to be fine. It didn't hit, so we're going to get lucky with this one. So the reason for red or blue over yellow. So red or blue has a full color patch for it. Yellow can, but there's certain things that I like about red and blue over yellow. Yeah, you can use Fly on Charizard in yellow, and yeah, you can get all 3 starters. But for this run, if I'm playing yellow, I'm keeping Pikachu with me. And there's a couple of problems with getting Mew and Pikachu. You can do it, but it's that much more difficult. And really, this is the better way to do it. So let's go ahead and antidote our Spearow here. That way it doesn't die on us. Not going to use any potions or anything at this point. Don't really need to. I think we're going to be okay. And got into the TM. Not going to fight the Hiker. Again, don't really need that experience. But we're just going to head on over and get down to the Dark Cave. Okay. Now, this Bug Catcher is not going to be a problem for us. Obviously, Flying moves strong against Bug. Who would have known? And we got our Fury attack for our Spearow now. So, it's definitely going to be a little bit stronger. It's going to have more utility now. Being that it only had Peck before, I didn't want to really use it as much. It can't do a lot against certain types, ground being the big one, which, of course, the Fury attack will help with. And I don't think this Bug Catcher battle is going to be any big deal. If I have any feeling that I'm going to get knocked, I'll go ahead and swap. But really, I don't think this is going to do much. I am going to get poisoned again. Because this Spearow, exactly, every single time. This Spearow contracts poison faster than, you know, a person with without an immune system contracts the flu. It's a bit ridiculous. He shouldn't be getting poisoned from one hit every single time on the first hit. But that's the wondrous nature of Gen 1 Pokemon. And for the Venonat, we'll just keep out the Spearow. Hopefully that Venonat doesn't know Confusion. But a critical tackle is going to make things a lot worse for us. Alright. That's fine. That's fine. We'll bring out your boy. We'll bring out Mew. Because Mew, he really doesn't care. He really doesn't. Oh, what a cute tackle. You're a level higher than me and you're doing 5 damage. That's just what it needs. And the plan is to play through the gens. I wanted to start with either red or blue. Again, not going for a complete Pokedex in this. But I decided to start with either red or blue. And depending on what the viewers decide, I'm going to let you guys pick next. So you're going to have a choice. We can either do Pokemon Yellow after this run-through's done. Or I can go ahead and shift it up to Gen 2. And that's entirely up to you guys. I'm going to leave that up to the viewers. Might even make a poll link that can be followed on the main page. That way you guys can just make a decision for me for what we're going to play next. And if you guys ever want to see anything beyond Pokemon, I have many interests with games. If you've read the bio, you'd know that. Now, that trainer there, we would actually have to fight. So, let me go ahead and get HM5 out here. And we're just going to teach Flash to a Pokemon. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just use Abra. Just because I'm just going to make him the carrier right now for all the hidden machines. And because I don't have a lot of inventory space, again, Gen 1 problems. Thanks, Kyle. Pleasure to see you again, man. Thanks for coming on back, and no problem. I'm glad we're going to be able to get this Clefairy up to Clefable probably this episode. That's the goal. So, just go in here and deposit a bunch of stuff. I really wish, and again, it's a it's an older, it's a basic game. I get that, but I really wish that we had a way to multiple select items. That way we wouldn't have to just empty out these one by one, keep scrolling down. But it is what it is. We can only do so much. And we're going to go ahead and toss TM30 in here as well. Just free up as much space as we can real quick. Alright. Alright, so now that we've got a little bit of inventory space freed up, I've got Flash Tot to my Abra. We're going to go ahead, cut this tree, move on through, because I just don't feel like fighting that last down there. So, let's go ahead and head into the Dark Cave. So, go ahead and use our Abra here, get flashed. And now y'all will be able to see what I'm doing. Again, entirely possible to walk through this without flash. You don't get anything, out of it as far as a move goes. It lowers your accuracy a little bit, but, And Among Us might be on the list. I might grab a couple of viewers and throw down on some Among Us. But we'll just see. Now, in here, I think I'm going to switch my Ivysaur into position 1. No. I made it a point to say we are getting Clefairy to Clefable. And I don't want to evolve Clefairy into Clefable until we're hitting about 25 to 30. I'd really like to wait even longer than that, but that just might be a bit out of reach. So Pokemaniac, what do you got? You got a Cubone? Okay. So this Cubone could be a massive problem for our Clefairy. So we're just going to send out Ivysaur. Now, if it's got anything that's a ground move, like Bone Club, that's pretty bad. But we'll just Vine Whip it. We're also super effective. And, of course, we don't get a crit. And it growls us. So we're going to be just fine. Let's go ahead and Vine Whip him out again. And there we go. Cubone's down. On to number 2. And there goes our first level on our Clefairy. Now, I'd rather not use rare candies at this point in the game. I'd rather save them until late. And I'm always going to keep one. That way, once this episodic adventure of Kyle's adventure through Kanto, becoming a Pokemon champion, after we get done watching his adventure, I'm gonna show a couple of things. Like, for those that had never seen it done before, which I would think that just about anybody that's watching a Pokemon stream would have seen it done. Cinnabar Island item dupes, things like that. There's lots of different things you can do. Don't ever catch missing no, by the way. If you do any of these exploits in the game, do not catch missing no's. That is just not a good idea. Alright. And that's taken care of. Here. There's really no Pokemon in Rock Tunnel that I really need. Everything that is in Rock Tunnel is basically found in Mount Moon, so I don't really plan on catching much here. Might get him a Chop. Might get an Onix. Didn't get an Onix earlier, so we'll just see. Let's go ahead and switch over to Spearow here. Hopefully we don't get Karate Chopped, one-hit KO'd, but I can't always make that decision. It looks like it's decently effective, so let's just go ahead and give him a peck. Hopefully this doesn't KO it. Okay, doesn't KO it. And unless this Karate Chop is... Oh, wow. I'd say that worked. Okay. We'll go ahead and go Fury Attack. I don't want to KO it. Oh, wow. And it misses. Gotta love that Gen 1 RNG. Yeah, we'll use the next Pokemon. I'm gonna go ahead and throw out the Mew at him. I know a Pound would take him out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try Pokeballing it. See if we can grab him. If we can, great. If not... Alright, so we got him a Chop now. And the goal for today is just to get our Clefable. maybe get 50 Pokemon that we can actually use to get our EXP share from Koga. Well, east of Fuchsia from Koga. And continue to Celadon. Alright. We're going to head north, take some ladders here. And there's no items on this side. There are a couple of little places for items in here, but I will say the last few times I've ran this through, it has been in the dark, and I haven't really went for the items. Slowpoke's fine, though. We're going to go ahead and swap that into Ivysaur, and hope it doesn't have Confusion. If it has Confusion, this Ivysaur is pretty well done for. And it's got Confusion, so this Ivysaur is pretty well done for. God love it. Alright. I guess... Oh boy. Let's go ahead and switch out with Mew. Mew will be fine. It won't be affected by the Confusion. At least not heavily. If we get disabled and he takes my pound... Oh, wow. Okay, so we have to transform. I don't really have a choice here. I wish I did. But that means that it just gave me Headbutt, and Disable, and Confusion. Albeit only with 5 PP each. But, I think we can get there. If we can get a couple of crits, we'll be okay. And of course I can't use the Confusion, because that's, you know, where the pound was disabled at. Which again, Gen 1 problems. So now I've got the Confusion. But those Headbutts are just insane. And there's the Confusion disabled. That's just wonderful. Alright. Are you going to disable Confusion again? No, the Disable was disabled. Disableception there. Okay. Finally get a crit. The Fairy's going to gain some EXP. Mew's going to level up to 20. Excellent. Can never have too many levels on Mew, and he gets Mega Punch. So, level 30, Mew's going to get Psychic. If we can get him to level 30 before we hit Saffron City, then great. Awesome. If we can't, still, great. Awesome. There's a couple different ways we can actually get Psychic, so. I think I'm going to go ahead and potion up now, though, just to have a little bit more we can do. I really do need to get some super potions. Maybe we'll make a trip to the Celadon Hall for more than just, you know, the usual things. Alright. We're not going to let Clefairy fight that. It's basically a one-hit kill with any fighting move. Alright. This is one of the few unavoidable battles here. So off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and switch from my Clefairy to my Mew. I shall probably use Absorb. Oh wow, use Poison Powder. That's really surprising. And we'll go ahead and try to Mega Punch. If we can one-hit his Pokemon here, wow, crit. It's only doing about half, even with a crit. And there goes the Absorb. So if we can knock it out with this next Mega Punch, as long as it hits, yeah. We're not going to suffer that poison damage, obviously. Gen 1, you get a KO. You only suffer your poison damage at the end, so makes it more convenient. So now we've got Bulbasaur, so we'll go ahead and switch out to our Clefairy once again, because I really want to get this Clefable. Really want a Clefable as my health tank. Actually, I'd probably use a Mill tank if this was Gen 2, but you know, we don't quite have the party that we want here in Gen 1. And that's not going to do much. Oh, Lord. Even I know that Leech Seed is basically worthless until you're a Venusaur. And by that time, there's way better moves. It is good for a couple of small things. It came in handy earlier when we were going for Mew. But one little bit of utility does not outweigh everything else. Alright, Pound should drop the Bulbasaur, and that is that. So we'll continue on through the rock tunnel here, and onward. Alright. Ah! I almost forgot. My Mew is definitely poisoned. I'm glad I brought along the Manadotes. Ah, that was a worry. And the bite has a flinch percentage, so definitely don't want that. Let's go ahead and antidote our Mew so it doesn't die on us. And I think I'm just going to go and throw one more potion at him. Just for a little extra certainty there. Alright, so we got a Geodude. Don't really need to fight it. Really, trainers are going to be my bread and butter for 90% of this. Now, the Onix, I am interested in. The Onix, I'm definitely interested in. So if I can sing the Onix, which I get to sing the Onix, okay. So let's go ahead and pound it a few times, get its health down, see if we can't catch us an Onix. It's one of the Pokemon we're missing right now, so. And another big shout out to all the viewers. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. We wouldn't even be doing it. So a huge thanks. And of course, the Onix woke up now, so we're going to try to sing it again. I shouldn't have too much of an issue seeing it. I think it just has Screech and Tackle at this point. If this was Gen 2, it would have Rock Throw, so thank God it doesn't have Rock Throw. The Screech kind of hurts, but as long as we can sing it a couple of times, we're going to be just fine. Alright, let's go ahead and pound it out. Okay. Come on, baby, you can do it. And pound, pound, pound. Wow, a critical's doing quite literally nothing. Oh, the wondrous world of fighting an Onix. Now, there was once upon a time where I actually thought about, you know, back in ye olden days, I considered Onix as a team member. But realistically, as far as those in Gen 1 that have really good health and defense, Onix, he just has way too many weaknesses. A Snorlax is obviously way better. A Clefable is way better. A Wigglytuff. So I think I'm going to get another pound in here, try to throw a Pokeball, see what it does. If it gets it, great. If not, we'll throw another pound at it and see what happens. This is basically the one time that I would really like to have a revive. It's because I could get my Ivysaur back and actually do a little bit of poison powder damage to this thing. But we have Clefairy, that's going to have to do. And there's our Onix. So now I'll throw another Pokemon in the Dex for us and get us closer to that magical number of 50. And again, we're not going to give a nickname to Onix. He'll do just fine without one. I'm going to skip that trainer. And of course, we got a Zubat here. We're going to try to run. And of course, we're probably not going to be able to escape once or twice. And thank goodness, we got out of there pretty quickly, actually. Now, we don't have to fight either of these hikers, and I'm not going to. Just because I don't have my Ivysaur right now, I don't have anything with a strong water-type move. We're just going to grab some items. Also, it means we can leave these trainers here for later in the game. When we actually need a little bit of extra experience. I think before the Elite Four, I might make another run through Rock Tunnel. And I can also visit the power plant. So if those two things happen, we're going to be in a little bit better shape. So we'll go ahead and go up here. Take care of this hiker. Now, I'm not too worried about the hiker. I don't have a grass type right now, or a water type, but I think Mew can handle it. And I really wish that my Nidorino had learned Double Kick at this point. But that's Nidorino, you know, and his line. Let's go ahead and Mega Punch. Does it do anything? It does very little. And now that Geodude has Rock Throw. I don't think we're going to transform. I think we can just Mega Punch our way out of this. Not sure. Oh, well, that's one way to... That's one way to do it. Thanks. Alright, we're going to go ahead and send out Clefairy before we send out our Nidorino. And we're just going to hope that he tries to self-destruct on the Nidorino. And he does self-destruct on Nidorino. So, hopefully that doesn't fully knock us out. It probably will. Oh, wow, 1 HP. It doesn't get any luckier than that. Alright. So Nidorino's going to level up as well. And that is Hiker dealt with. Okay. So now I think we got 2 more trainers we actually have to fight to get out of here. And I really don't need any more of these encounters at this point. Geodude. I don't have one of you, but I'm not going to grab you just yet. So we do have to face this hiker. It's going to be a little bit rough. Of course, I could teach Bubble Beam, but I'd rather retain Bubble Beam for a little bit later in this run. And we aren't going to be able to sing the Geodude, but it's going to use Defense Curl, so that's not bad. Hopefully this Geodude just keeps defense curling. And I hate to say it, guys, we're probably going to get knocked here, just purely for the fact I'm not trying to not. Could have taught Bubble Beam. Might still teach Bubble Beam. Because my Abra knows Flash and Teleport. So we'll try to Teleport. Obviously, it doesn't work in battle. And we're just going to get Defense Curled. Hopefully, it just Rock throws me once, and we head back to the Pokemon Center, and I can walk back through here. And there we go. So the Rock throw's done. And, of course, I blacked out. Now, if I would have had my Venusaur, I don't think that that would have happened. I would have made it through pretty easily. But in fact, we're going to go ahead and swap those around going through here, because obviously we've already made it through. There's just one more trainer we actually have to face in here that's mandatory. Let's go ahead and Flash. And we'll just bike our way through. And again, if I had $1 for them Zubats, $1 for each. Alright. Just gonna bike our way through here. Not too difficult. I'm very glad you can use the bike here. We'll make getting back a lot faster. Now, I don't think our Ivysaur is going to hit Venusaur status by Lavender Town. That's fine. We'll get close. If I would have probably focused more attention on just the Ivysaur, I probably could have had it to Venusaur status, but the Mew took precedence, and for good reason. It's just really strong. Now, we do need a Geodude, but these Geodudes no Rock Throw. So that's a bit of a terrifying prospect at this point in the game. Alright. Another Zubat. We're going to run again. Skip that trainer one more time. Again, leaving a few guys we can come back to and fight later. Just so that way we do have some experience we can harvest if we need it later in the game. I don't think I'm going to need it for the next rival battle for rival number 4. But we'll just see. And we'll go ahead and fight this hiker, why not? I need to see if Ivysaur's Vine Whip is actually going to be a one-hit kill here. Because if it's not, then... Alright. So let's go ahead and Vine Whip it. And see what that does. Chop doesn't have great specials, so... And Vine Whip number 2 should take down the Machop. Oh, wow, no, just leaving it barely. So that must be a range on that. Alright, go ahead and use a cut. Should finish it off. And there we get our crit that we needed. So I'm going to be conservative. I thought about being risky, throwing out the Clefairy. But with this Onix most likely knowing Rock Throw, I don't want to take that chance. Because I do need Ivysaur to get through here. I wish I didn't, but Ivysaur is kind of the go-to. Alright. Okay, so that's good. And now we're just going to go down here. There's our self-destruct hiker. And then, wow, I forgot we didn't fight this last. Okay, I guess we will go ahead and fight the last then. Alright. Just got a Jigglypuff. Not a huge deal. I'm going to go ahead and start with Vine Whip. It's probably going to do about a quarter. Actually, it's doing closer to half. So, with Defense Curl up, I continue with the Vine Whip. I need that special. Hopefully we can get a crit here. No crit. That's fine. Another D-Curl. I'm going to save these last 4. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Cut. Yeah, I don't think it's going to take it down, but it did. Alright. So now I'm going to go ahead and switch in my Clefairy, because obviously he's sending out a Pidgey. This is a great way for me to just grab some extra experience. And then we're going to pop right back into our Mew. Because Mew, we definitely need him a little bit higher level. We want to hit 30 with him. That way we can just go ahead and get that Psychic. And thank God Mew's unaffected by the Whirlwind. I really didn't want to have him swapped out with the back row. Mega Punch is doing a little over half. Of course, I outspeed, so not a problem. And down goes the Pidgey. Very low experience for the Clefairy. Go ahead and... yeah. Meowth has Payday. Not a great move. It has speed, but I think my Mew can outspeed it. At least I should be able to. So we're going to go ahead and Mega Punch here. And just see how that goes. About half. There's that payday I was looking for. And hopefully we don't flinch on the bite. Small percentage to hit with the Mega Punch. Or to not hit with the Mega Punch. So, got 2. We're good. Crit. All fine. And we defeated our junior trainer. So now we move on to the hiker. And he's not really a worry now that we've got an Ivysaur. But he was a bit of a worry when all we had was standard physical moves. Now, once we get out of the cave here, I've got a couple different options. Yeah, I need the Sylph Scope. But do we want to go straight to Celadon? Do we want to do other things? Do we want to hit Saffron first? Want to go fight Koga? I mean, we have lots of options. I'm definitely going to want to go and get Fly. But again, I need Sylph Scope for that, so I'm probably just stuck. There could be more variants in the early game. There's a couple different things you can do to bypass certain things, but I don't want to use exploits to bypass them. So, we'll just continue on. And that's really the balancing act here. It's the balance of, you know, exploit runs versus non. I mean, obviously, a purist would already say that I've got a non-pure run because I have a Mew in my inventory. But again, that's exploit, yes. Glitch, no. It's directly coded that that happens. So, all right. So the hiker lost. No item. And we'll skip that trainer as well. And now I've just got a few more. And then we're out of our cave. Now against the Bellsprout, we'll lead off with a cut. I'm probably going to switch over to the Clefairy. I could have swapped it to the first position. Crap kind of hurts, but there's worse moves that could have been used. Alright, let's go ahead and go for a cut. And that works. Going to use another Clefairy. Okay, so we're going to use Clefairy. I'm going to go ahead and throw out my own Clefairy. It's going to be lower level. Not really expecting it to do anything. But then we will go ahead and swap again into our Mew, because I think a couple of Mega Punches should drop this. And there's Mega Punch number 1. Do we do over half? Just under half, but if we get a crit, we've got an option. And we miss. And Mew is now slept. Wonderful. That's fine. Now, because we don't need Flash really after this for anything of any importance, Abra is going to be leaving the party. We're going to probably pick up our Eevee and just carry that with us. It's going to start out at level 25, and then from there it's just deciding which direction I want to go. I could definitely use a water type, but I'm going to get Lapras. I've also considered a fire type, but I don't know. Because I can learn Thunderbolt and Fire Blast with Mew, I don't really have a need for either of them. But I want one. If we had more options in this game, I'd probably go for something like an Espeon. But we will see. Just going to skip that battle. And we're just going to go ahead and run from this Geodude. I need to maintain a couple of moves here. because we do have that hiker right outside the cave. I'll give you guys a little bit of a hint on the hiker. So originally, in the Japanese version of this, there's been lots of censorships and changes, and actually all the translation was done by one man who lives in Canada for the entirety of the English translations. I believe his first name is Nobu, and he is the only sole translator, or at least was for Gen 1, into English. So there was lots of little changes here and there. There's a few errors that were made, but overall, he did an insanely good job of the localization. So I'm not going to switch for the Meowth. I'm just going to go for a Vine Whip. And we might get Paydayed. We might get Scratched. These are all things that we've learned to deal with. And even though Cut's pretty weak, again, I'm out of Vine Whips. Don't really want to switch. And we've got an Oddish. So we'll go ahead and swap in again into our Clefairy. And then straight into our Spearow. The Spearow should be able to 2 or 3 hit this, as long as we don't get absorbed too much, as long as we don't get poisoned. If we get poisoned, different things are going to happen. So, Absorb's doing about 6 to us. That's not great for them. And Peck's doing a little under half. And we get slept. Alright, so Spearow finally woke up. We're going to go ahead and peck. I was really hoping for a crit there. And of course, good old Spearow. He can't go a single battle without getting poisoned. I should have just called him sickly. Alright, and for the Pidgey here, again, throw out the Clefairy. If I thought that the Clefairy could hold up against the Pidgey, probably just stick on the Pidgey. And I know we can't outspeed it, but if I can get a Sing to go off, which I didn't, I'm going to try a Double Slap. If Double Slap doesn't do enough, then we'll just have to swap. It's doing a little bit. But Double Slap also has a chance to miss, so there is that. Hopefully we can get more than 2 hits out of it. Got 3 this time, that's pretty good. 4? Not a bad double hit. So the Whirlwind, again, not affected. And that is going to be it for Pidgey. The little Clefairy there. Didn't hit level 20 before we got out of Rock Tunnel, but that's pretty respectable. At least in my opinion. Now, if you guys saw that little bit of a speed up there, that was 100% intentional. I've actually got a way to do a speed modifier on this, just so that I can zip through little sections a little bit quicker. And this right here is that final hiker. Or rather, no. Another Pokemaniac. And of course, the one time that we don't actually have any Vine Whips left. And of course, Bone Club is super effective against Nidorina. Let's go ahead and go for a Scratch. I don't think it's going to do very much. And a crit's only doing about a quarter. Bone Club has a chance to miss, though, so as long as it doesn't crit on me and we get a couple of lucky misses, which we didn't. Alright. So, to continue forward, we'll go ahead and go back to Ivysaur. Not really confident that I'm going to be able to knock it out. At least not with the moveset I've got. Bone Club is really putting in work. So I'll tell you what. We'll go ahead and potion our Mew in preparation for this thing to faint. That's fine. Can we get a Leech Seed hit? We can't get a Leech Seed hit. Are we going to Blown Club and die? Nope, we're not going to die. It's only doing about 11. So if we can seed it, we can get a few health back. It's going to growl. Cool. I can work with that. Oh, a cut crit's good enough to end his day, though. Excellent. Moving on. Ivysaur, of course, will level up there. That wonderful bit of experience. And Slowpoke. I think we're going to stick with Ivysaur to start with. If I have to switch to Mew, I will. I'm going to try to get a Poison Powder and a Leech Seed set up. But Confusion's going to hit us and probably be a one-hit KO. No, it's not, strangely enough. We're going to go ahead and set up the Leech Seed if we can for the Mew. That way we have a little bit better opportunity to heal. So first we'll go ahead and switch in Clefairy. And then we'll go for our Mew. And now my Mew is also confused, so that's also not a big help. So I'm going to try to Mega Punch. And it misses. But that Poison Leech Seed combo I set up at the beginning of the duel is putting in work. Mew's not really losing any health. Now if I hit myself, that's a different story. I'll lose a pretty decent bit, yeah. The Confusion, though, it's doing things. Not very effective. Being confused is. One more of those, and I think he hits me with one more Confusion. If he crits it, that's a bad day. So I shouldn't be confused anymore, hopefully. But I did get Mega Punch off, so hopefully that Mega Punch is enough, and it won't be. Alright. Now we just need a good hit, we need a pound, we need something that can, you know, not go, and actually we don't. Because, of course, Poison Powder Leech Seed combo means that you don't have to actually attack. And there's another 1,000 in our pocket, and we have now reached Lavender Town. So we're going to go ahead and heal up. Get this all prepped and ready. All right. Now, before we head into Celadon or anything else, I'm going to take a small intermission. Going to grab a drink real quick. I will be right back with you guys. I'm going to leave the music playing on, just so that you've got a little bit of background to listen to, and we will be right back. Alrighty, guys, and we are back. Thank you for allowing the small intermission. Really appreciate it. Had to get myself something to drink. Had to quench that thirst. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and head to Celadon. I want to go ahead and open up Saffron City. If for nothing else, just so that I can get Psychic. Because Mew getting to 30 without it, I'm not saying it's impossible, it's just going to be a little bit rough. At least a little bit rougher than it would be if I had Psychic. Let's put it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a Poison Powder here. Hopefully I don't get Embered. I get bit, that's fine. Poison will go ahead and hurt it. And we're going to go ahead and switch over to our... You know, when Kyle here left Pallet Town, he wanted to be champion, and he's getting there. He's getting there. He's already done what more people have tried and failed to do than, you know, what he could have done. Alright, so 2 Mega Punches, if we can get it to connect. Should be enough to drop it. Get leered, no biggie. Poison Powder's putting in. I'll go ahead and just say that. That Poison Powder's doing stuff for us. And he's got a Vulpix. Yeah, we need to get our Clefairy leveled some more. I don't think I can leave it out against the Vulpix. But that's fine. Let's go ahead and switch back into Mew and be perfectly okay. Roar's not going to do much to us. A couple Mega Punches should drop this Vulpix pretty easily. Let's go ahead and Mega Punch number 2. And that'll be that for Vulpix. And our Clefairy's growing on up. Now we continue forward and skip a lot of these trainers here, just because we don't need all that extra experience. I'm going to grab this one, though. It's because you have to fight at least one of them. And this is also an area later where we can kind of manipulate a spawn if we want to, so always good to be able to do that. Let's lead off with a cut. Shouldn't take too much to drop a Pidgey. And there goes our dinosaur there. Let's go ahead and switch this up again. Clefairy, come on out. And instead of the Mew, I think I'm actually going to throw out my Nidorina. So I'd like to get a Nidoqueen at about level 35. Once again, somewhere in that 30-something range is fine by me. And these Hyper Fangs not connecting, it's always good. It's kind of strange that that Hyper Fang only does about double of a tackle. Now, if we can just get one good crit, we could have had him. But that's okay. He'll get knocked out here. Now we're just going to go back into our fairy here. And get just a little more experience. And then we'll actually go back into such a very specific tone for that Pokemon coming into play. Go ahead and try to connect a couple Mega Punches here. I don't know if it's going to take 2 or 3, but if I can get one of these to connect, I should be okay. Thankfully, the Poison Sting doesn't poison me. And one hit crit, so that's going to take care of the Nidoran. Now for Meowth, yeah, we're going to go ahead and continue what we're doing. We need to get our Clefairy a little bit higher. We could probably just leave Clefairy out there against the Meowth, but I want this to be a little bit quicker than that, so we're going to go back to Mew. And Pound, wow, on a crit's doing well over half. So we'll probably just hit him with another Pound. Hope it hits. And if it does, it should knock him. Yep, there we go. Meowth's done. And we're going to go ahead and swap out one last time here. And then for Pikachu, of course, let's go ahead and switch right back onto Mew, and we're going to try to get a couple Mega Punches in. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Kyle, he's getting up there. You know, he's getting up there. If you take a look at the whole party there on the left, we're definitely making progress. Mew's just boss hoss. He's one-hitting on crits with Mega Punch at this point. And he's really putting in work. Alright, so that's taken care of. Now we're just going to go ahead and head on down. I'm just going to avoid all this. Alright. And now I've got our other underground path here. We'll go ahead and take this, get us into Celadon City, and then we're going to get Saffron opened up. And hey, if you notice, your Clefairy at this point is getting up there as well. He's currently sitting level 19. So, definitely aiming for Clefable in this episode, for sure. Whether we're going to get there or not, I do not know. Bike. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get the Eevee, because you can get it without having to bank, not having to go to the Pokemon Center. Yeah, the goal for this stream, specifically for Keith's Legend, is specifically just to get a Clefable. So we send her the box, that's all good. And of course that worked out very nicely. So we're gonna bike again. Trying to remember. I guess I have to go from the other side, because yeah, there's another item we can get here. And there's actually a few different hidden items as well, laying across the ground, things like that. We see our Team Rocket member there. I'm just going to go in here just that way we've got a respawn location. And then we're going to head on over to the Celadon Mall. And we don't need too terribly much in here. I could sell a couple things. But really, at this point, we don't really need the money. So we're just going to go straight up to the top, grab us our bottle of fresh water that we can then share with our friend the guard. And he can share it with his friends. And then we can all have a great time in Saffron City. And doesn't everybody want to have a great time in Saffron City? Alright, so now that's taken care of, we've got our fresh water. I don't really need anything else from here at the moment. Whenever I decide to swap Eevee in, maybe I'll come back for a stone, but this isn't quite that point. So now that we've been to the mart, we're going to go ahead and open up some more map here. So let's go on and ride off into the sunset this way. And we will see exactly what we need to do to get it. Saffron. Yes, you can have the water. Go ahead and have the water. Yeah, I know I can go on through. Thank you. Okay. Saffron's now unlocked. So now we're going to go and get the Sylph Scope. And that means we are headed to the wonderful Game Corner. Now, I could get the coin case. Don't really need it. Not really going for that. If I was completing a dex, yes, I'd get the coin case, but you don't need it for this run. Well, let's go ahead and take care of this Raticate real quick. I don't expect the rest of the battles in here to be that severe. And will the quick attack take me down? No. It's close. It's very close, but no. Alright. A little bit of experience. And I think, yeah, we'll go ahead and switch out for our Mew. I forgot to heal whenever we came to Celadon City. I never healed. But that's okay. I think we can beat one Rocket and then go to the Pokemon Center to actually, get better. And Mega Punch. And that will be Rocket Treatment 1. And Mew hit 22 with that one. Very nice. Very glad to see he's still getting leveled. Alright. Yeah, hideout might be discovered. You think you just walked away. Alright. So let's head up here to the Pokemon Center. We'll get healed up. Then we'll head back down to the Game Corner. See if we can't knock out this first Giovanni. But first, hello, nurse. Let's get them Pokies here. Oh, don't worry, honey. You'll be seeing me a lot more. A lot more. Because while it might be possible to run through this itemless, we do need a nurse emote. I think I can find a nurse emote. I would just have to have some time. Because I wouldn't say that Nurse Joy is a Karen. She's not. But there may be an image that we can use to invoke the same sort of reaction. So, there we go. Switch behind the panel. Let's go ahead and push it, and we'll head on down. Don't need anything on the first level. We're going to head on down. Bypass him. Actually, didn't have to go in here yet. I guess I can just grab a couple items. I am going to hit a little bit of extra speed through here. That way you guys don't have to sit through all the spinning. Because that's really the most tedious part of this, is just watching the spinning. And there's another nugget for us. And there's another. Spin into here. TM7. Then we'll go here. I don't have the item I need yet, so we're going to go ahead and come on back out. And a good old rare candy. Okay. So to get down there, I'm just trying to remember. I think I have to go around this way. I'm not using any sort of a guide or anything. I'm just trying to do this a bit from memory. We hit here. Go there. Yeah. And now we can go in here, face this rocket trainer, and get our lift key. This shouldn't be too bad of a fight. Should be pretty straightforward. I'm with you guys, though. We need to get a nurse emote in the chat. I need to find one. One way or another. I will find a way. I will contact Twitch. I will see if we can get a Nurse Joy emote in the chat. And just a few cuts. Should be enough to take down the coughing. Alright. Coughing fainted. Now we start getting some good experience. And for this, I'm going to go ahead and switch out to the Clefairy again, because it's pretty close to getting a level. And then we'll swap out to Mew, just because that leash life is just atrocious. PLUP, please. I don't know what that means. If you want to elaborate, I'll be more than happy to respond, but I don't know what please is. And the one move we didn't want to see was the Confuse Ray. That's fine. Pound will take care of it. Okay, now I dropped the lift key. So now I got the lift key. We can go ahead and get on the elevator now. I'm gonna grab TM2. And we'll go ahead and grab this item as well while we're here. And then from here, we're just gonna go ahead and continue on. Go back up one floor. And then we'll go through the whirly-gig of life again. Back up through here. And like I said, I was going to speed up the spinning, that way you guys didn't have to watch all of that. Another Moonstone's always good, we could definitely use those. And we'll come on over here, we'll go here. And then if I remember, yeah, you have to take the top one. Take the bottom one, that'll fling us back up to the top. Definitely don't want that at this point. And now that we're in here, we're going to go ahead and take it all the way down to basement 4. And we're going to go ahead and take on Giovanni. First, though, we've got to beat the Scrub Patrol. And I'm never really worried about the Scrub Patrol. They really can't do much. So I'll switch out with Clefairy here immediately, because I really don't want to deal with that Ekans. If it wraps me, it could end the whole battle if it continues, but I don't think it's going to outspeed Mew. Now, it might flinch Mew, but not outspeed. Looks like 2 Mega Punches will take care of this pretty easily. Maybe a third. And it misses again. Oh, Mew. Let me down, boy. There we go. And that one finally connects. Swickens is down. He's going to use a Sand Shrew. I'm going to switch back to Clefairy and then flip over to my Ivysaur. That way I can just take it out with a single Vine Whip, maybe two. And that way our Clefairy will level up to level 20. And there's a scratch. No biggie. It was a crit, but we can handle it. We're beefy. We've grown up to be quite a big plant. So Clefairy's going to go ahead and hit level 20. That's all good. And another 226 for Ivysaur. Now against Arbok, I think I'm just going to go Mew again. I could swap back the Clefairy. I probably wouldn't die from one hit, but I really don't want to get wrapped, because I don't want to have to go back to the Pokemon Center before we battle Giovanni. I'd rather just avoid that entirely. And if I can connect one crit on this Mega Punch, nope, not going to happen, and there goes the wrap. Yeah, I think I'm going to turn him into Belt here in a minute. I think that's going to be my new name for Arbok, is Belt. Because it looks like, yeah, he's going to be my new Belt. Alright. So Grunt 1, not a problem. Do I still have a potion? Nah, I've got ethers and stuff like that. Let me see what I've picked up here. Horn Drill. No, good move, but not going to teach it. That's Razor Wind. Actually going to teach Razor Wind to Spearow. And we're going to go ahead and drop our Growl. And there's our Razor Wind. Alright. So next, we've got the next of the Scrub Squad. Really not going to be too much of a challenge, I don't think. And Sandshrew leads the way. I have no doubt Clefairy could probably hold its own at this point, but I don't want to risk it. Plus, we're so close with Ivysaur to getting to the point where it's going to be able to relearn Razor Leaf that I really would like to get Razor Leaf if we can before Giovanni. If he sends out another Sandshrew, I'm not going to do the swap. And we're going to go ahead and swap out... Go ahead and go Nidorina. Nidorina needs a couple more levels as well, because I'm not going to make it a Nidoqueen until it's at least like level 28. Any earlier than that, and it's just a detriment. Just because of the move, learn, speed. Actually, if I wanted to learn all the moves as fast as possible, I wouldn't have evolved at all, but there's benefits. Okay, so we're just going to scratch our way through this battle here with the seconds. Not a big deal. Poison Stings aren't going to do really anything to us at all. One of the benefits of picking up a Nidoran in the very beginning of the game and carrying it all the way through to the end. Would have preferred to have a Nidoking at the end of this, but Nidoqueen's not too bad. So with 2 down, we're heading into Sand Slash. Let's go ahead and switch back to our Ivysaur here. And we're just going to take this out of the ball game. Now, hopefully I outspeed. And if I can just get a crit on that, that'd be wonderful. Not going to happen. Sand Attack. I figured that's what it was going to go with. But you never know. Okay. So Ivysaur's doing okay. We didn't get Razor Leaf, but that's okay. I think we're still going to have a fine time against Giovanni here. Shouldn't be too bad of a battle. I may have screwed up by not switching out my Clefairy and then first for the Ivysaur, but that's okay. Mistakes were made. These things happen. So let me try singing it, because he goes guard spec. If I can sing, yeah, now I've got a free opportunity to switch to my Venusaur. Well, Ivysaur. It'll be a Venusaur soon enough. Don't worry. We'll get there. I'm just a little impatient. Alright. Still sleeping soundly. I shouldn't need more than 6 Vine Whips for this battle. If I do, I'm in trouble. But we might get Ivysaur to level 30 here. Rhyhorn, I'm just going to leave it in. We're going to try to hit 30. There we go, super effective. Once again, one-hit KO. And last, he's got a Kangaskhan. This is the only real worry here. Because I don't have anything that's really overly effective. I'm going to try to seed it. Because I'm going to end up having to swap, I have a feeling. And Rage is just going to keep building, so... We'll go ahead and Leech Seed. And let me see if I can throw a Poison Powder on him as well. Just to prep the rest of the party. So we're gaining back about 6 from our Leech Seed. Let's go ahead and go in with a Vine Whip. I don't know if this is going to knock me out. Nope, not quite enough. And of course that Leech Seed just comes in clutch. And now we're going to go ahead and swap out for our Mew. For 2 reasons. 1, I think Mew can take it out with 2 Mega Punches. And 2, I didn't like listening to my Venusaurs. Ding, 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 ding. Ivysaur. It'll be a Venusaur eventually. Swear to God. Rage is building. Crit. That's okay. If we can connect with 1 good Mega Punch here and get a crit out of it, and it doesn't do enough. And Rage is going to take me out of the ballgame. I figured. Okay. I'm going to go Nidorina, because if it's still poisoned, it's still seeded, and I think we got a pretty good chance here of just cheesing this one out anyway. Good scratch. End of battle. Wow. So it might knock out the Nidorina. It didn't knock out Nidorina. Good. But it did get hit by the poison and the drain, and that's going to be the end of Kangaskhan. And that is Giovanni number 1. Hey, good. Nidorina level 21. Ivysaur level 30. Heck yeah. And now we get Razor Leaf, of course. And which one am I going to forget? We are going to forget... Leech Seed has came in handy, but it doesn't do enough for us anymore, guys. I really wish it did, but it just doesn't. But that's okay. That's okay. We've got Razor Leaf now. And that will definitely be good in the future. And of course, Giovanni's going to give his little speech about how we're just children and don't know what the heck we're doing. So we're just going to grab the Sylph Scope. And that is the end of the Game Corner. So Game Corner's done. We have the Sylph Scope. I have to beat this guy to be let through here, I guess. That's always fun. You'd think after the boss was defeated, they'd just all go home. But Scrub League, you know, they just don't know when to quit. So we'll go ahead and switch into our Nidorina here, because if it uses Smog or anything, Acid, we're going to be fine. Pound, still okay. My Nidorina is probably going to get knocked. Still fine. Don't really need my Nidorina for this battle anyway. I'd rather it not get KO'd, but if it happens, it happens. It's about where I'm at. And that Pound's going to drop us. Okay. Let's go ahead and we'll pull out Clefairy here, because I think Clefairy actually has a decent chance against Grimer. If I can sing it, which it didn't affect it, okay. Let's try singing it again. And there we go, cool. So now I'm going to try double slapping a few times, just see if we can get in some extra damage here. It's about the most effective move that I've got for this thing so far. And I don't want to teach it Body Slam yet. There's 3, we're going to get 4, we're going to get 5. 5 times. Max double slap. Okay, Clefairy was the right call here. And we'll just pound it out. Alright, so we pounded it out. And Clefairy is now 21. And we're not going to change Pokemon yet, just because I want this Clefairy to try with the coughing. See if we can get it sung as well. So I should be able to take a couple of tackles. Try sing one more time, and then we're going to switch to double slaps. Okay, one last sing. Didn't do it. Okay, we're switching to double slap. Because there's the smog, and here comes the poison. Actually quite surprised I didn't get poisoned. Double slap again. Maybe we can connect 4 times. There's 2. Just can't get those yields on the double slap. Okay. Ivysaur has much higher defense. It's also unaffected by the smog as much, so we're going to switch out for him just to try to take out coughing. We'll try a cut. I don't think it's going to do it. Nope, it doesn't even get close. Well, these things happen. It's all right. We're going to go in with a Razor Wind. And of course he missed. Razor Wind also missed, so there's that. I'm going to try another Razor Wind here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to survive it, because it is a 2-turn attack. And that poison's pretty bad. As long as we don't... And we missed again. That's not good. Okay. We are outspeeding the coughing, though, which is a little bit strange for our level. Am I really going to get knocked out by a coughing from a scrub team? Come on, let it connect like 4 times. Hit 2 times. And of course we've got Abra that has no moves. So we're just going to drop his accuracy. Maybe we can get Abra to thrash before coughing hits him. But that is not the case. And yeah, I do have Bubble Beam. It's in my box at the Pokemon Center. Just haven't applied it to anything yet. And this is one of those few times where I really, really, really wish that I had another move on Abra here. Because I've got coughing missing completely here. So just so you guys don't have to watch this, the audio and everything's going to speed up, and there it goes. Never mind. But yeah, Kyle, I did get Bubble Beam. That's fine. Don't care. Got knocked out. Doesn't matter. Still have 9 grand plus a bunch of nuggets I can sell. So again, we don't need a ton of money. Okay. So we've got that, rare candy, lift key, Silph Scum. So I'm going to go ahead and deposit the lift key since we don't need it anymore. And I think it's finally time to get rid of Abra. He's becoming more of a liability than a help. And I think we're going to go ahead and grab Eevee. Eevee's at least level matched with most of what we have here. Now, as far as items... So, let me think here for just a second. So, I need to get a specialty move so that I can actually... so I can actually hit these ghosts, because that's going to be the real problem. I can't really hit the ghosts with a lot of what I've got right now. So, TM11, it's in here, just got to find it. Alright, so now it's time. We're finally going to start teaching Mew some moves. So let's go ahead and get this booted up here. Yeah, we're going to teach Bubble Beam to our Mew. Which is good. Okay. Now, because we're going into Pokemon Tower, I'm going to go ahead and just deposit a couple extra things in here that we're not going to need. I don't need, at the moment, these nuggets. And I really, at the moment, don't need these Moonstones. Or this rare candy. And the lift key as well served its purpose. Really wish we could drop some of the quest items. That'll help out. Mew's special. He is currently at level 22 and his special is 52, so it's quite high. It's quite high. To put it in perspective, my highest level Pokemon is 30, and it has 61. And Ivysaur was always, you know, that focus. So, I mean, it's, yeah. Mew's not fair. That's why I said at the beginning of at the middle of chapter 1, you know, do we really want to play with Mew? That's the question. So, from here, I'm going to go ahead and just head straight on over to Lavender Town. And now that we've opened up the wonderful city of Saffron... gotta love the Silph.Co. Now that we opened up Saffron, we don't really have to go through a lot of the other BS that we've had to touch so far. Once we get the Poke Flute, we'll wake up the one Snorlax in the west. Back and go get Fly. And it will all be ready. Okay. Just gonna cut through here. Alright. And there we go again. Now, I have fought this trainer. I want to leave that one intact, just because I can manipulate it in case we want to later to spawn other Pokemon. Just going to go in here, that way we can relearn our position. Alright, so for the next rival battle, we're starting off, he's going to be going against the Pidgeotto, or the Pidgeot at this point. So I think we're going to go ahead and swap Mew up to the top. And that way we can just take on the rival real quick. Hopefully I can Bubble Beam it twice and it'll take care of the problem. But you never know. So we shall see. Yeah, hi to you too, man. Okay, so let's go ahead and Bubble Beam. And we get a crit, which is nice. Pidgeot's going to use that Quick Attack, and that's fine. It also crits, but we've got Bubble Beam, so no real worries here. And one last Bubble Beam should finish it off. And of course, now we're Mew level 23. Excellent. And versus Execute. Let me think here for just a second. So, yeah, we'll go Spearow. Even if I get hit with a Barrage, it's not going to do much. Go ahead and use Peck. Should be super effective. It is. And there's Barrage. Really happy with how this guy has actually modified this overall game, though. It's really a testament to how much people can do with very little. Just being able to pull the Gen 2 sprites over and apply them to Gen 1 is just... it boggles me. I know that some of what is involved in that, but I could never do it myself. It's not something I've got anywhere near the expertise to do. Plus, it means that you guys don't have to look at just a completely blue and slightly less blue battle screen. Alright, we'll go ahead and go Ivysaur. And, yeah, we're going to have to cut. Don't really have any other option against the Execute. Nothing that's actually going to be effective. And if I could just get not slept a little bit, I think I'd be even better shape. And, of course, thank God he went for Barrage. Hopefully we can get out of this. And we'll cut him one more time. That should drop the Execute. Yeah. And next on our docket here, we've got our Gyarados. We're just going to keep out our Ivysaur for now. Should be a 2-hit kill. We'll go Razor Leaf. And it's saying it's not very effective. Dragon Rage, though. Ooh, boy. Let's go for Vine Whip. And, of course, that doesn't do any better than Razor Leaf, but it does get us a crit. So we'll go back to Razor Leaf. I think it's doing just a little bit more than Vine Whip will. Even though it's not very effective, we get another critical. So that's doing okay. A lot of experience. Really like to see that. I think we can go ahead and switch that out for our Mew again. And hopefully we can hit with 2 Mega Punches. Now, I think his Kadabra at this point has Confusion. It may have Psychic. But we're just going to try to Mega Punch it. First one hit kill. Okay, so 1-hit KO. That's pretty good. Wasn't expecting that on the Kadabra. And for the Charmeleon, I could just leave that out. But I'm going to switch in the Clefairy. Because I've got the Bubble Beam, I'm not too worried about knocking it out. Should be pretty easy. But just that little bit of extra experience for Clefairy is going to get it that much closer to level 30. Okay. And there's the Ember. Doesn't do a ton. But Bubble Beam here is really just going to put a damper on Charmeleon's day. 2 of those should be plenty. And he gets a speed drop, so... any chance of him winning in a speed battle is done. And there it is. And there we go. Rival number 4 is complete. Got him taken care of. And we are moving on up the tower. Yeah, I just caught a Cubone. Yada, yada, yada. You're just a better trainer than me. It's okay. It's okay. So, now we're going to go ahead and move on along. Got lots of different trainers here that we're going to have to contend with. All of them just use a Ghastly, though, so... now the question is, do I outspeed the Ghastly? Yes, I do. Okay, so if I Bubble Beam it, is it going to be a 1-hit KO? No. Would it be a 2-hit KO? I don't know, because I'm just going to Great Ball it and try to catch it for the Dex. And we get the Ghastly. All right. So I was going to head up here. Oh. Well, now. Mega Punch? I think if I can get 2 Mega Punches off, but not get a crit on the second one, I'm going to try to catch the Cubone. Okay, so we're going to try to catch the Cubone. Because Cubone is not the most common Pokemon to pick up in the Pokemon Tower, strangely. Even though there's a Marowak here, there's lots of Ghastly, not a lot of Cubone. Alright. Lonely Pokemon. Like I said in episode 1 of this, there's actually a lot to link Cubone with Kangaskhan. Within this game, it's a little bit strange. There's a lot of talk that it was taken out before release, and that the Cubone line and the Kangaskhan line, yeah, you know, Kyle here was in here for part 1. He already knows it looks the same. Even if you look at the back sprites, just remove the Bonehead, and all you have there is a Kangaskhan baby. So, I think that they were going to end up being another line. It may have been a baby evolution for Kangaskhan, or maybe, something like that. But, who knows? What they intended and what we're playing is 2 separate things. And, oh, Mew, you did the worst thing you could. You hit yourself. But he came right out of confusion, so I can't really complain. I guess he heard me. Which is nice. So we'll just leave Mew in. I really don't have much problem against Ghastlies. You can't use physical moves, obviously, in Gen 1 against them. Nightshade kind of hurts. But we get a good crit on a Bubble Beam. Not good enough. Confuse Ray, though. Yeah, that'll hurt. Let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and swap into Ivysaur. I'm going to just try to Vine Whip him, Razor Leaf him, something like that. I don't want my Mew to get knocked yet. And we're so close to getting to the healing area that I don't really want to go back to the Pokemon Center at this point. There's no point. Not very effective against Ghastly. Mew gained, Ivysaur gained, and we defeated the Chandler. So we get us an Elixir here. On down here. Probably just going to run from this Ghastly. I've already caught one, so it doesn't make too much sense to just keep fighting them. Finally got an Awakening. We've been sitting here, sleeping half the game. And our Spearow, it's been through some things. It can't not get poisoned. It can't not get slept. It can't not get killed. It's just... Honestly, I don't know why I didn't level it up more to begin with, but we're at where we're at now. Let's keep running from these Ghastlies. Gonna see another one here? Man. Could have brought Repels. Would have saved some time. But that's alright. Okay, so now we're in the healing area. And we'll go ahead and step into here. Enter the Purified Protection Zone. And take care of that. Just gonna head down here, grab this item. And, of course, we run into another Ghastly. But that's fine. Let's run away. I'm actually kind of surprised I haven't seen a Haunter yet. I would have really actually expected to have seen a Haunter by now. But, who knows? They're a little bit rare here. And it's not that big of a deal. We'll make it. We just need to get past this Cubone's mother. Which, spoilers, if you've never played a first-gen or a first-gen remake game, you have to take out Cubone's mother. It's really sad. I wish there was a way to catch it. There's just not. I'm fairly certain that's why they designed the game in the way to where you can't get... Like, you can, but you can't. Like, even if you had the Master Ball, I don't think that the Master Ball would catch it. It's supposed to, but I can't remember if the Master Ball actually catches Marowak's mother. Because generally I don't go that route whenever I'm running this. If anyone knows in the comments, just throw it on in the chat. But I can't remember if I can even catch the Ghost Marowak at all, even with Master Ball. But it's okay. We've got another channeler here we need to take out, and actually this is probably going to be one of the most difficult parts of this, is these Ghastlies. Like, Sabrina can be rough, but Sabrina, her Pokemon are really easily playable against. I mean, especially if you have a Mew. Koga's going to be zero issue whatsoever. And Blaine, of course, is going to be zero issue whatsoever. I'm also not worried about Erica at all. I really don't want to fight this Chandler. But we must. Kyle must continue forward on his quest to become the ultimate Pokemon Master. Or at least just to defeat the guy he grew up in Pallet Town with. I mean, you know, if you can give your rival a kick in the nards, you know, isn't that just as good as being the best? I'd like to think so. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. So we'll just Bubble Beam this one same way. Nothing really changed. I had a moment, and I thought about saying something. I thought about putting Thunderbolt on the Mew instead, but Thunderbolt, I don't know. It would have served the same purpose. The Bubble Beam was just better for the rival battle. And of course it has that speed drop capability. Of course Mew gets a nice level up, 25. Cool. And that takes care of that Chandler. Awesome. So, before we continue, I'm going to go back and heal one more time. Because Cubone's mother, while it's not something that I'm actually worried about being able to take me out of the ballgame, but it's always nice to not have like 3 fainted Pokemon, and that way I don't have to come back here before I head straight up the rest of the tower. And before anyone asks, yes, I do know that there's way more efficient ways to run this. There's way more efficient pathing. There's better ways to do this. Like I said from the get-go, this is not a speed run. This is not, you know, a specific requirement run. This is purely just showing off how a playthrough of Pokemon Blue, you know, would have been to someone growing up in, you know, the Pokemania era. Obviously with much better color, because there is color, and also with the wondrous sprites of Gen 2. So, now that we've got the Silph Scope, obviously the Ghost is going to be unveiled. And, oh no, it's a Marowak. That's fine. Marowak is going to be zero issue, because we have Bubble Beam. And while I hate killing the Pokemon twice, what must be done must be done. I always feel bad taking out Cubone's mother. It just doesn't feel right. Now we've just got some scrub grunts, you know, the usual. They're probably going to end up killing me. I don't know how, but it'll happen. You wait. So now the question is, do I want to use Bubble Beam? I'll go ahead and Bubble Beam. I thought about doing Mega Punch. Should do about the same amount of damage. And, of course, the Confuse Ray comes out. Hopefully we can avoid that and just give it a tackle, but no. No. And it's going to give us a bite. Hopefully we don't flinch. Come on, just pound it out, Mew. You got this. Yeah, there we go. Pound it on out. Alright. And now he's going to use another Zubat. We're going to go ahead and switch into our Clefairy, because this is another one of those points where we can actually gain a little bit of experience. And then we're going to go straight back into our Mew. Now, at some point, I'm going to have to level up the Spearow. I've really put off doing it. Because really, and this is going to be agreed upon by a number of people, flying Pokemon are more just filler and fly in Gen 1. I mean, don't get me wrong, you've got some good options for flying Pokemon. The legendary birds obviously are good. But because most of your flying types, I mean, outside of maybe like Dodrio, most of your flying types just aren't that good in Gen 1. It's just not a great time. So we're going to go ahead and go back to Clefairy. Milk as much experience as we can out of this first Scrub League member. And I'm actually going to go Ivysaur. Not because it's good against Golbat, actually it's pretty bad. But I don't want to go back to Mew. I feel like I'm going to need Mew a little bit later. And of course, this Ivysaur is just going to keep smacking itself. And we get a cutoff. Okay. What about a quarter? Can we do any better with Razor Leaf? I'm betting no. And the answer to that question is definitely no. That was a crit and it barely did anything. So we're going straight back to cut. And hopefully we snapped out of the confusion. Cool. So it should force the AI to try another Supersonic. Yep. And it fails. And hopefully this cut will crit. Not quite. One more should do it. As long as we don't hit ourselves, we should be fine. And remember, chat, that luck I was talking about earlier, that's exactly what's happening here. Oh, Lord. Confusion and Wrap. And Sand Attack. We'll go ahead and throw Sand Attack in there, too, still. They're all just banes to my existence. Alright, you're not going to forget it. That's fine. I'm going to immediately forget that battle. Because I don't have to remember it. Alright. Oh, you're talking about adult things. Well, thanks for acknowledging you're beating up on a 10-year-old. I really appreciate that. Alright, we're going to go ahead and lead with Mega Punch. We get a nice connection. It's doing okay. The question is can we do better with Bubble Beam? Because I don't remember if Coughing's defense or special is higher. It looks like it's about the same. So, I'm going to go with the Bubble Beam. Just because it has a little bit higher percentage chance to hit. I believe it's 95 versus the 90 on Mega Punch. So let's do that. Hugh's going to go ahead and grab a level. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and switch out to our Clefairy again. Because Drowsy, I know, has Confusion. It's going to. Now, if I can outspeed the Drowsy, which I can't. But can I sing it? I sung it. Wow. That's incredible. I haven't gotten this many sings to connect in probably... Oh, God. I can't remember the last time I had 2 sings connect within the same hour. Let alone, you know, within the same hour-and-a-half period run here. So we'll just get a couple double slaps in here. Hopefully we get a 4 or 5. Drowsy, even if it wakes up, isn't a problem because, of course, Gen 1 can't attack the turn you wake up. And still fast asleep, thank God. This is one of those times when I wish I had Dream Eater. Obviously, Clefairy can't learn Dream Eater, but, you know, good thought. And now that Drowsy's awake, we just need a really good double slap. Ooh. If he gets a crit, it's going to do me in. So I think we're going to play it safe and switch in our Mew. Okay, he headbutts, and I'm going to go for a Mega Punch, and wow, the misses. It's fine. It is fine. It is fine. I think we can just pound him out. Yep, we pounded him out, so. might just keep Pound on all my Pokemon, because, you know, pounding it out just seems to work. No more, please, you're 10. I regret everything. That's okay. And there's Mr. Fuji. So this is going to be our last battle here in the Pokemon Tower. So we got Zubat. How do we want to play this? I'm going to go ahead and go for a Mega Punch. It connects. Will it be enough? It is enough. Cool. So Mega Punch, one-hit KO. We're going to go ahead and swap that out for our Clefairy. And probably not going to try to sing it. Be a little bit rougher now. I'm going to go ahead and swap out for my Nidorino. Or my Nidorina, rather. I just want to thank everyone who stuck through with me here on episode 2. It's been fun so far. Probably going to end it up with 4 badges. I'm going to get through the Pokemon Tower, obviously. May not be quite as long as episode 1, but we'll see. I'm going to try to keep it up as long as I can for you guys, but we will just have to see. Plus, if you didn't know, I do have a significant other, and like I gave good advice of before, you need to pay attention to them. They put up with a lot, especially if you play video games, things like this. They can put up with a lot of crap. Now, oh, he hyperfanged me. That's fine. I'm just going to switch back to my Clefairy and pound him out. Because, again, I didn't really need that Pokemon to survive. I don't think I'm going to get one-hit hyperfanged here, and we're just going to pound it out. Now, if it crits me, nope, no crit. So we're just going to pound out the Rattata. And that is the last of the Scrub League here. On to Raticate. I'm going to switch back to my Ivysaur. Not because it's great, but purely because I think that a couple of Razor Leafs will do this one pretty well. As long as he doesn't crit on these Hyper Fangs, I think 3 Razor Leafs should do it. I am getting outsped, though. So I've also got the, oh wow, crit, so don't even have to deal with that. Awesome. And yeah, we'll go ahead and do one more switch into our Clefairy here. And then we're going to switch into our Mew, because we know that Mew, as long as we don't get Confuse Raid, is a one-hit KO with Mega Punch. We're going to get Confuse Raid. We're going to get Confuse Raid. Oh, that luck. Can I get through it? Yep, we're going to Mega Punch it. Should be a one-hit KO. And it is. We even criticaled. I think it would have been a one-hit even without the crit, so that's fine. And that will do it for the Pokemon Tower. So we're going to go up here and talk to Mr. Fuji. And, of course, he tells you that, oh, I didn't need saving. It's a lot like the, you know, the Airborne Division during World War II. So, I'm going to go ahead and talk to Mr. Fuji. Just 'cause. And there's our Pokeflute. So now we can go and get Fly. We can do lots of really cool things now. And I think we're going to go get Fly, and then we're going to try to take on Erica. So let's go ahead and bust out the Almighty Bicycle. And we'll just bypass the trainers that we bypassed before. It's fine. And like I said, I want to keep a lot of these people held here. I shouldn't need them later in the game, but it's always nice to have a couple of extra, you know, trainers to battle against, just in case you need that little boost in the Elite Four. Again, I don't think we're going to really need it too bad, but just in case, better safe than sorry. Now, I could go and get Psychic right now, and while that would do a great job versus Erica, I really don't think we need it. I think we can do just as well with Fly and Peck. If Spearow can outspeed, that's really the biggest question, is if we're going to get outsped. If we get outsped, then we'll have problems. We still have Mew, so, but that's all just a question. So, we're not going to wake that up yet. We don't need to enter the bike path. We do need to heal, and we will before we head to Erica, but I just want to go ahead and get Fly, teach it, and then we can fly back to the Poké Center. And no reason to bike here. Gonna go ahead and grab Fly. Good old HM2, we're getting right along here. So we're gonna go ahead and teach HM2 to our Spearow, so we can get back to Celadon. I'll speed through this here for you guys. And we're gonna go ahead and get Rollover. Alright. Now that we have that, let's go ahead and fly with our Spearow. And head straight back into Celadon. Alright, so let's just take a look here. Now, if we look here at our decks, Clefairy is at level 22. So that's not going to be... We might do some finagling to get Clefairy just a little bit higher, and then we're gonna get our Clefable before the end of today's episode 2 and the end of today's streams. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get Clefable one way or another. Clefable, and it may be a good thing that I left all those extra trainers, just because I think that may be how we're going to end up getting it. Because again, we don't want to evolve the Clefairy too soon. Alright. Oh, I'm not allowed in here? Really? I'm a trainer. The door was open. It's fine. So we're starting off with a Lass here. Shouldn't be a problem. If it outspeeds me and wraps me, that would be a problem. But our Spearow has high enough speed. And will Fly be a one-hit? Yes, it will. So Spearow is going to be daddy for this run. And we're just going to see them levels get gained. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to one-hit Weepinbell. Maybe if I crit. I do outspeed. But I just don't know. Nope, not quite enough. We're doing about half, though. But we get Sleep Powdered. I'm going to try to keep him in. It's actually about as good as it could have gotten. Because, really, I can't do anything while I'm sleeping anyway, so if he wraps me now, there's not that much I can do. I can switch, but I'd rather wake up. And, of course, we're going to get wrapped again. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and swap back into our Mew, just to take care of the Weepinbell. I don't want my Spearow to faint yet. And, of course, our good old Sleep Powder didn't affect it. So hopefully Mega Punch is a one-hit. There we go. And that is that. A little bit more experience. And that is last one. Alright. So we'll take on this one here. I think she's got an Oddish. Yeah, so she's going to start out with an Oddish. Let's see if we outspeed. We do, thankfully. And will it be a one-hit? I don't know if it will be. It's not. It's really close. I really don't want to get Sleep Powdered again. That was just atrocious. So we get Stun Spore. That's fine. Can we peck? Are we fully locked? Nope, we used peck. So it was a speed tie. But we did it. We made it. We're good. So for the Bellsprout, I'm not as worried as long as we outspeed, and we didn't, so he got wrapped. And we're going to lose our Spearow here. I could have saved him, but being paralyzed, it's just one of them things. So let me go ahead and switch over to our Mew again here, and we'll just Mega Punch our way through this. Hopefully Mega Punch is a one-hit KO. Close. No biggie. So I'm going to ask you guys, whenever, if you did play Pokemon, which obviously I would think that if you're watching a Pokemon stream, you've probably played Pokemon before, it's your interest. What was your favorite? And sorry if you can hear him in the background, my dog is, he's telling me that he has to, use the restroom, if you will. So I'm going to finish this battle here and then go let him out the door and be right back. Now, Mew's Poison's not going to matter. And hopefully this Mega Punch, if it lands, will be one hit. Should be. And it is. Excellent. So Mew gained. And that is that. So we'll be taking on Eric here in a second. I'm going to run my dog out right quickly. Sorry for the interruption, guys, and I'll be right back. Alright, and as promised, for just a momentary delay, we've got a good dog. He's Golden Retriever Labrador mix. Just a wonderful animal. Now, I am going to go back and heal. It's not the poison. It's more to do with the fact that I really wanted the Spearow to get more experience. And this is probably the best spot at this very moment to do that. Sure, I could just go and fight randoms, but as I'm fairly certain you guys know, gym trainers and leaders definitely do give a bit better experience. So, alright. I'm going to just hop back on our bike real quick and get back down to the gym. Oh, it's a wonderful one. If you've never heard that before, it's when something is wonderful while being a... Alright, so we could go straight up the middle. I think we will. Don't really need that much extra XP. I just wanted enough to where our Spearow was closer to level 20. Alright, so I don't think the Weeping Bell is going to go down in 1. I don't even think it's going to go down in 2. I think we're probably going to need 3 flies on this thing to get it to go. Luckily, we just dodged a wrap, so we can get a crit here. Poison Powder. Okay, that's pretty much best case scenario against Weeping Bell. And it's okay. We don't really need to move much. Thankfully, we dodged another wrap, so don't have to deal with that. Alright, and you're going to use Gloom. Yeah, so I'm going to throw the Clefairy back in here for just a moment. Because Spearow is going to end up getting another level from this battle anyway. So we'll go ahead and switch back to Mew after the Clefairy. Because I have no confidence that that Clefairy can do much of anything against the Gloom. And Mew, in my opinion, just does a little bit better with being poisoned and status affected. It's got a bit more health. Overall, just a lot stronger Pokemon. So let's see if we can get a crit on this Mega Punch here. If we do, we should be able to drop him. No crit, but we did get a hit, so that's always nice. And a Hyper Potion. But that's to kind of be expected at this point in the game. If you're not getting potioned on, then your opponent really doesn't know what they're doing. I just need one crit. Alright, that's enough Mega Punch. We're just going to pound it out. Let's pound it out. There we go, pounded. Now for the Ivysaur, I'm going to throw the Spearow at it. I feel like that's the right move. Leech Seed's fine. Really surprised that we got outsped by the Ivysaur, but we didn't get outsped by the Weepinbell. But it is super effective. Hurt by poison, and he gets a little bit of a draw. That's fine. We're going to fly. We're gonna hopefully he tries to Vine Whip again. And if we crit here, then we're in really good shape, because this should take out the Ivysaur. We didn't crit. We got close, but no cigar. Almost, like has been said, horseshoes and hand grenades. And why wouldn't he use that? Alright. This madness has gone on long enough. Let's bring out your boy. Let's bring out the star of the stream, Mew. And let's see if he can't punch his way out of this problem. I really wasn't expecting the Hyper Potion. I truly wasn't. I really thought I would just slightly crit and knock it out, but these things happen. Hopefully the second Mega Punch will do it, and it does not. Luckily, my opponent made the right decision and just went straight for a Vine Whip. My special is way too high for that to matter. And that is that. So, our Spearow is much bigger. He's a little bigger. And do we still have an antidote? Yeah, we've got an antidote. I'm going to go ahead and apply it to Mew, because he's going to be way more important in this battle. Even though we're going to lead off with Spearow, I don't think Spearow is really going to be the one we're going to end the fight with. So. But we'll see. We'll see. So Erica here will end up giving us Mega Drain, which is a pretty good grass move. I mean, Bulbasaur never learns Absorb or anything like that, so this is really about what it gets. Now I have zero faith that we're going to outspeed the Victory Bell. If we outspeed the Victory Bell, yeah, no, didn't think that was going to happen. And the Poison's going to take out the Spearow. So, let's go ahead and go Mew. We're going to try to Mega Punch it. Hopefully 3 Mega Punches will knock it out. Maybe even 2. You know, every time I use an antidote from now, chat, just tell me no. There's no point, really. It's just instant poison again. Alright, what do we bring out next? A Tangela? Yeah. we're going to go ahead and send out our Clefairy again. Not going to have a fight the Tangela. Who knows? Let me see if I can sing it. Can I sing it? It's using Constrict and not Wrap, so I'm okay with this. The speed drop hurts, but not so much that I can't come back from it. Okay. And that was the second misclick I've made today, which does happen. Alright. So Double Slap has been doing okay for us today. I mean, we did have that one 5-hit spree earlier against that Drowsy, which really came in handy. And, you know, Clefairy, I'm trying here. I'm really, really trying. But if you can't hit a sleeping Pokemon, that's a bit of a problem. And finally, whenever Double Slap does connect, it just goes off the rails. So, I'm going to go ahead and send out Nidorina, because it should be fine against this. We'll go ahead and Scratch. Let's use Scratch going through. The bind hurts. Just another Wrap. Okay, Constrict we can work with. Constrict at least gives us an option to try to attack. Whereas Wrap and Bind just don't. You're stuck. So we'll just let it keep constricting us. Doing just fine. Now I have a feeling that Erica might end up wanting to use a Hyper Potion. I don't know why I have that thought. There's the bind. But if she uses a Hyper Potion here, I'm not going to say we're going to be in trouble, because we've got plenty in reserve. We've still got our Venusaur. We've still got a bit of Mew, albeit he's poisoned. We still have our Clefairy. We still haven't even touched Eevee yet. And I've kind of made a decision on this. I'm going to go ahead and put a link to a poll. I'm going to make a poll. And I'm going to let the chat decide. I'm going to let the followers decide if we should evolve our Eevee into a Jolteon, a Vaporeon, or a Flareon. Because really, with where I'm at in the game, and with what other team members I have, any of them would be a fine addition. Like, there's no real hyper negative picking any of them. This bind might be the end of my Nidorina here. Especially if it crits, but it doesn't. Thankfully, it goes for Constrict. And there goes Tangela. Alright. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and throw Clefairy back out there again. Again, I'm not expecting it to be able to actually fight Vileplume. It's just there to get that little bit of extra EXP. And of course, my Mew is poisoned, so Petal Dance. How much does it do? It's almost enough. Let's go Mega Punch. It connects, thankfully. And it doesn't do very much. So I guess we'll just go into Ivysaur. We'll end up just having to cut it because everything else is not very effective against it. And it's thrashing. Cool. So, it's just a little bit out of control. That's fine. Crit. Excellent. I can take the thrash. Not a big deal. And there's the super potion we were hoping wasn't going to happen. At least it wasn't a hyper potion. Thankfully, the Thrash actually runs off a Petal Dance. It doesn't end up turning into a move. And the fact that you end up in Confusion after it's done, like, it's worse than Razor Leaf in every regard. And, okay. So there goes Erica. And that is badge number 4. So, this run-through is now pretty close to halfway there. We have just received the Rainbow Badge. We have beaten Erica. And of course, it lets us use Strength, which is also nice. She gives us Mega Drain. Which, good move, but again, I don't think we're going to use it too much. Alrighty, guys. So, I promised at about midway through this episode, and actually even earlier than that, we're going to get Clefable. Now, is my Clefairy a little under where I wanted it to be? Yes, it most definitely is. However, we do have a couple of rare candies. And while I was really hoping that I was going to be able to do this without rare candies, I'm just going to bite the bullet and give it one. Maybe 2. We'll get our Clefairy to level 25, and then we'll go ahead and evolve it. And it's trying to learn Minimize, which is a really good move that Clefairy can learn. And we'll go ahead and forget Growl. Minimize is going to do us better than Growl. Alright. And we'll feed it one more rare candy here. And now we're going to go ahead and Moonstone our Clefairy and get our Clefable on. And this goes out to one of my first viewers here, Kia's Legend. This is for you. Clefable has joined the chat. I repeat, Clefable has joined the chat. And guys, I think that's just about going to be it for episode 2. Our Pokedex is looking pretty good. We're about halfway to where we need to be. I'm going to catch some more next time. There's a lot of different places coming up that we can actually get a lot of various Pokemon we haven't seen before. We can do some surfing soon. So I'm really looking forward to the next stream. I'm going to try to get on here tomorrow about the same time as I started today, right around noon. So if you want to jump in and join, definitely appreciate it. If you liked what you're seeing, please follow me. Check out the YouTube. All the videos are uploaded there as well. I'll be making some clips here over the next day or so. And thank you once again. Wouldn't be possible without you guys. Really appreciate doing this. Everybody have a wonderful evening.